Yeah. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I said the end, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I don't feel me straight to plot. Or when I'm stand up for the stone, I live my life. Been east to rich, when east and they still and I make it fast. But the schoolies never bet for me, my dough is still for thighs. I'm the horn, niggas know they cute you, I keep out the bone. But let's get it, you know my me and miss be up the show. And when I see a nigga smile, you will say up front. And if they got me, know then I, you know I did the con. You up the icon, I see the fact. This ain't I'm busy, but I hate I wake, so what I pack. I keep a searing in the rain, then I smoke as trash. And if I get I'll keep a far, I know some planet, yeah. Taking trash to the sky from my leasing to living. All the flu on the blend, that resetting you reeling. Dax kicking out of love, I might never be willing. You shall never know what you, I can never forget. But tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I 7 in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, you know by now it's on the line of people, but you never know this name, it's Kanana sequel. Spick it fresh, taken down, so decide the needle. Put down, stay the time to lime like you want the needles. And if you hate when I like the brown, it's like your cam in the ground till they come a noun. But like I'm so fresh up and through the moose confused. And now I know what's up and noon and that was all for you. Say you never lose stakes, it's not a hurricane. I was go always not a like a bagel, Jake your face. But I was thinking to it so when I was by the cover. And now I rain, man, I name like the May whatever. I say blend flame mind, you gave me no resistance. This nut so hard, go within and never missing. Convinced that you need love me now, but store never tripping. It's the enemies it's all, boy, yo come and get tripping. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I say the in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream.
That's right, live your dreams. I'm back in the building. This is GPTV1, Wednesday edition. I'm always happy to be with you all. Always excited to perform for the audience. And I got a burner for this one. Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. This is Wednesday. I do this every Monday and Wednesday. It's live, unfiltered. So everything is on the table. No holds barred. Get you a snack, get you something cold to drink. Do what you do. Grab you a glass of wine. I personally don't do a lot of drinking myself. I think it's been, I don't know, since December or something since I had a drink, and I was at a party, my grandmother's party. But anyhow, I ain't got nothing against it. So grab you something cold to drink, soda or something. But in this particular live stream, I was looking at that cash out sentencing. And of course it's buzzing around in the podcast circuit. And that was one of those stories that just went under the radar, literally. Usually law and crime and court TV pick up cases like that. I guess since P. Diddy had been hogging up the media and taking all the attention. But this is one of those stories that slid up under the radar with this rapper Cash Out. And I sort of caught at the end of it myself. I looked into it and it was kind of deep. I did an episode on it, so you go to my channel and check that out. That was right before the verdict came out. But I started looking at it closely. So I didn't catch the trial. I'm not sure if it was actually broadcasted live, but the local media in Atlanta, they kept up with that story. But it's starting to spread around in the podcast circuit. But I looked at the sentencing, and that stuff was kind of deep. They got all religionified in there. You know, those judges and people that work in the courts, They're used to hearing that. You know, you go in there, you get all religious, and he got caught up on this case with his mom. That's incredible. They gave his mom 30 years, but they gave this guy life plus a bunch of other years, and his cousin got life. And those guys seem to be upbeat. They seem to be upbeat in there, and that's not really a good look when you go to court, because whether you convicted of it or not, they still want you to show remorse for the victims. And they didn't show any remorse for any of those victims. Those guys was quite upbeat, smiling, laughing, and all of that. But his mom really got religious. Like, that judge just didn't want to hear that religious stuff. She cut straight to the chase. She was not playing with them. But to catch a case with your mom, that's some deep stuff right there. They gave his mom 30 years. Think about that. They gave him life. Really for that rape charge and that sodomy charge. That's what got him to life. That RICO charge, he got 20 years for that. They offered him 25 years in the beginning. He turned that down. He wanted to take it to trial. And this is a Georgia case, so you don't try to appeal it. I'm sure his mom's going to try to appeal it, but she just got religified in that story, you know. But like I said, this is one of those stories that slid up under the radar. And another thing that just gets me, you know, and I'm pretty sure, I don't say everybody did that, but I know me, myself, you know, I wouldn't going to court, you would start talking all proper, start talking correct English, try to sound professional. You don't try to look stupid or sound stupid. And this what this guy flipped to. And they be looking at that like, you are religified in here, but you weren't religified when you were dealing with those victims. So I want to play that sentencing, and I'm going to analyze it as it goes along. Other podcasters that made videos about this sort of picking up on it now, but this guy got life and a bunch of years. Does got life and a bunch of years. He gave his mama 30 years. Whoa. Her parenting skills. You know, she doing a caper with her son. You always say, what was the father at? So I'm going to play that and analyze that. But before we get to that, I want y'all to check out this public announcement. Welcome to the GP Inner Circle. What up, though, GP fam? I'm excited to announce that the GP membership is now officially active. This is your chance to step up and show your support in a way that truly matters. By joining the Inner Circle, you will unlock exclusive perks tailored just for the most dedicated supporters, because you deserve nothing less. But that's not all. The Super Chat feature is now live, giving you an even greater opportunity to engage with me and the community in real time. Your support fuels my passion and creativity, inspiring me to deliver the kind of fire content that only the GP fam deserves. So why wait? Join the GP membership today and be a part of something special. Let's elevate this community together, because when you thrive, we all thrive. Welcome to the Inner Circle. Your journey starts now. Much love. One love, one love, one love. I'm back. That was a public announcement. And I want to send a shout out to the new people that's been stopping by the channel. Get a lot of new viewers, hitting that subscribe button. But I want y'all to hit that notification bell. Try to get all that stuff back in order. And y'all can check out the membership too. I got the Buddy membership. It's only for $2.99. Very affordable. Got some nice perks that goes along with that. Definitely that. But I want to get to this sentencing. Like I said, I want to analyze it as it goes along. I watched the whole thing, like literally. And I'm just totally surprised they didn't have this case on court TV again. Similar, people may try to compare this to P. Diddy. But I don't. P. Diddy wasn't doing all that pimping stuff. When these pimping charges, they sticking it to you like you a drug dealer or something. You know, that stuff involves human trafficking. Like, they giving these dudes some stiff time for that pimping. Like, literally. I had another story I did. They gave that guy 35 years for that. This guy got life. But let's go to that sentencing. Okay, I want to go to that sentencing and analyze it as we go along. It was just that deep to me. Let me share my screen with this one. Stay tuned, fam. It's coming up. There we go. Let me spread my screen. Let's play some of this.
We sort of asked the court to consider just the danger and threat to the community these defendants pose. We right now have victim impact letters that ask the court to consider in those statements. I would ask
this stuff be emotional, so grab y'all some tissue.
Victim witness advocates to read those into the record at the court's pleasure.
All right. Good morning.
Our first statement is from Jessica McQuarrie. Hi, my name is Jessica McQuarrie. I wanted to write this impact statement to let John Gibson know what he did to me was unacceptable, and it caused me a lot of pain and hurt in my life. I was already going through a rough time when I met him. I really did trust him when I met him. He promised me to get my kids back.
You always gotta watch their behavior when they're hearing those impact letters.
Which was a big effect on my life because at the time, that's all I wanted was to have my kids in my life.
Look at his mama. Look at the mom. Whoa.
Sorry. I thought I would be able to go back home, have things for my kids, and be able to get my kids back in my life, but that was empty promises. I have gone through so much since all this happened. I have gone through many doctor's visits. I've done a lot of therapy to try to overcome the situation to this day.
One thing about court, you got to sit there and listen to that stuff.
I have PTSD. I have depression, anxiety. It's hard to sleep at night without having flashbacks and night terrors of everything that's happened. I don't even get to have a normal relationship because I'm in fear of what the next person might do. It's hard for me to trust anyone in my life. I've had to overcome a lot of things in my life, which has made me the person that I am today. And I hope that John Gibson, his mom, and cousin get what they have coming to them through this trial.
Man.
You have affected many girls and their families through this
calling
whole
out the
situation,
moms.
sex trafficking, and abusing all of us girls. Not once did you ever think about our feelings, what we want, and how trusted you
Look at the mom.
to get to where we
need to put them on the behavior panel on their channel.
be, or what we wanted to be in life. It's sad that you couldn't see our pain and our hurt, what we have had to endure since all this happened. I hope you get what you have coming to you, and you don't have to get out of prison for a very long time. Even if you do get out, you can sit in prison and think about all the things that you have done wrong to us girls.
Remind y'all, they've been sitting in there for about 4 years already. Or at least he had, the dude John.
Okay, we have Mr. and Mrs. Wozowski on Zoom, and they'd like to bring their own statement to you.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Can you hear me?
Hold on 1 second.
Uh-oh. Hitting with the commercial.
Center Fueling America's Future.
They got to
We're
get
also
paid.
helping you build toward your future financial goal.
All right, let's go. They got to get paid
It's
too.
just one statement, a joint statement.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
Ms. Wozowski, let me
Honorable Judge. Yes.
let me see your face, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on. I don't know how to turn it back on. Here it is. I'm not so privy with Zoom. I use.
Thank you.
I'll stay on. I have no problem keeping my camera on.
All right, go right ahead.
Honorable Judge, our daughter became involved with the defendant in the summer of 2015. She had just only turned 21 in the March of the same year. Because she
looking
was
like
so
he
young,
don't care.
we were still paying for her car, her
The dude Cash Out look like he just don't care.
car insurance, her cell phone. This is how we located our only child, who was taken from North Carolina to Georgia with a promise to be his girlfriend and even told he was meeting his mother. Please understand the relevance to that statement, because I have been married since September of 1989.
The mama looking like she just don't know what's going on. She acting like she looking like she just shocked, like she surprised all this is going on. Really?
And all these warm and fuzzy triggers played into the scam of his wealth and the role that he would play in these women's lives. Using his one-hit wonder status to steal their person.
Man.
He and his mom literally stole the soul.
I just did a story about T Grizzly. I want y'all to check that out. I was just talking about this one-hit wonder stuff.
Of all the women that they victimized. This is evident in our daughter's case, as what he did to her defined her what she is today. She has been traumatized to the point she can't even be a mother to her own children. She's been in counseling since this incident and suffers post-traumatic stress disorder because of the violence and deceit that he and his mom delivered.
Whoa.
These individuals withheld food while they were selling these young ladies on the internet to these Johns. And they would keep every dollar.
They ain't letting the mama off the hook for sure.
Too. That's how they made their money. They didn't make it on music. They simply used the music platform to lure these women in. Please consider that my daughter was an honor student who graduated high school in 2012 with almost an associate's degree in biology, and she was attending college for dental in 2015 when he made his broken promises and forced her into prostitution. We filed a missing person report. We contacted the Atlanta police. When no one listened, I called him, and guess what? I told him about the movie Taken. I was coming and getting my own. Now, for the defense, who states, well, why didn't you just leave? Because these clowns were everywhere and literally at the side of my car.
Ms. Wiewatowski, I want you to focus your statement as an impact statement, and I want you to
you can't attack the defense
to me,
like that.
Okay?
Okay. Well, she made a point
You can't come in attacking the defense like that.
to get as close as possible. My point is, within minutes of we getting our daughter, that mom
They
has
just there to do their job.
and her another woman were in the side of our car, and we barely escaped. So to say that children could just walk off, they couldn't. These people were everywhere. Please give all the victims their day by throwing the book at these folks. Remember the parents that traveled and drove from their home to his door to do a well check for their daughter. Remember how we put ourselves in danger to save our daughter. And finally, remember and resonate with the fact that even though we restored her body, we have been unsuccessful in saving and healing the person because of the trauma that these animals delivered. Thank you very much. I'm done.
Oh, man. That was theatrical.
The next statement is from Diamond Irvin.
Okay.
My past dealing with Cash Out and Tyrone Taylor has impacted my life in a major way. Because of these people, I know they are. Because of the people I know they are, I am in consistent fear of my life and for the well-being of my family. I know what they are capable of, and I know how far they can extend. So for the rest of my life, I will fear that they will kill me. I will never forget the times that he threatened to kill me with a gun, even firing gunshots indoor wherever we were. All because he was mad that I didn't want to go out and do what he wanted me to do. They know where members of my family live, and I will rest easier knowing that these two individuals are locked up for their crimes. I suffer severe depression from my past experience with these two individuals, as well as persistent anxiety. I have been in and out of the emergency room for at least 6
Cash out don't give a damn.
For symptoms such as high blood pressure and rapid heart rate because of the trauma that Cash Out and Tyrone Taylor put me through. I have been prescribed several medications to help me deal with these symptoms. As a result,
Hey, dude over there tired of hearing that. Whenever you take a deep breath like that, he tired of hearing that. He ready to go.
their manipulation of me, I have found it hard to gain and keep employment, and I have had to relocate out of the state of Georgia just to get away from them. I hope the court takes my experience into strong consideration when sentencing Cash Out and Tyrone Taylor, so that me and my family and others would seek to do.
Imagine being able to build anything, for any reason,
Move
in
on
any
from this
style,
commercial.
at any.
Let me move on from this commercial.
So that me and my family and others would seek to do harm to be safer and protected. The next statement is from Jen Wright.
I wonder how many
I have
people
gone
got
back
on the
and forth
stand in this
writing
case.
this just to soothe my soul and allowing my spirit to rest it deserves by being satisfied with vindication felt from facing one of my demons responsible for the most traumatic experience I've ever lived through by testifying. However, the God I serve knows me, and the same God prompted me to release this burden from
I'm live on Twitch right now. Shouts out to the people on Twitch.
my heart and speak one last time. So here it goes. In 2015, I was robbed and raped at gunpoint by two men while in a hotel with my best friend.
What?
In 2015, I was 20 years old, young, free, open-hearted, optimistic, and had an insatiable lust for life. However, after the event in 2015, I became anxiety and depression-stricken, filled with paranoia and severely distrustful of everything and everyone.
Yeah, he tired of hearing
That
that
was
too.
cowardly, and inwardly I felt alone, afraid, disgusting.
So you got to catch those micro expressions on those people and that body language stuff. I learned a little bit from watching that behavioral channel panel channel.
Unloved and unlovable because I was tainted by
Look at the
an
mama.
experience that altered my personality so much that I couldn't even recognize myself. Repulsed by the thought that I would be forced to explain to anyone who attempted to bond with me, and fearful of being too much to deal with, because why would anyone love a victim of such a heinous and fearful of a heinous thing, or fearful of being questioned because my story didn't make sense, and I would not be seen as a victim I really was. Pushing away anyone close to me before they could leave me first, but worst of all, I felt like I didn't deserve to live anymore. As I sit in my tears, remembering how this one event spiraled into the darkest moments of my entire existence, I remember the gut-wrenching feeling of having to explain to my friends and family that cared about me.
I mean, that sex work in life, that's a pretty dark world, you know. And sometimes you feel for those females, you know, that's it's a deep industry, and you can get caught up in some dark stuff and dealing with some really dark people.
The feeling of being judged, as I did that the police were called and ignored me as well. I went to die. I tried to die, and it had not been for me hearing my grandmother's voice birthed it into what I thought would be a peaceful death after swallowing what I thought was enough Tylenol PM to end my life. I never would have had the strength to turn on my stomach and make myself vomit hurt. But at that time, I was miserable, desperate, alone, and afraid of the entire world, and even myself. It's been 10 years of hell, healing, and hope that one day I would be able to tell my story, and it will finally bring justice. So when I was contacted in 2022, I knew I had to tell it. For my then 4-year-old, now 8-year-old daughter, that I vowed to protect with my entire being. For Frederica, the most loyal I've ever had. For the women and victims I learned about along the way, but most importantly, for myself. Dear John Michael
Mama don't give a damn what you talking about.
King Gibson, you don't deserve prison. Prison would be too good of a place for you. But since the death penalty is not an option, I pray that you never know peace, and that your soul will never return to this realm after it leaves. You are a disgrace and an abomination, and true definition of a monster. I hope that the judge finds it in her heart to make sure that you will never know freedom as long as you live.
Good morning. I will be reading a
Devastating.
statement on behalf of Talicia Dewberry. It states, good morning. Reliving the events surrounding this trafficking case has affected me both mentally and physically. Since the investigation and my testimony, I struggled with severe nightmares and flashbacks that disrupt sleep and concentration. The memory of what I witnessed and endured continued to resurface unexpectedly, leaving me feeling anxious and emotionally overwhelmed. This trauma has begun to affect my relationship with my loved ones. Where I was once present and engaged, now I feel myself withdrawing, easily agitated, and unable to fully connect. My performance at work has also been compromised. Tasks that once felt routine now don't feel the same. As my ability to focus deteriorates under emotional distress. I share
You need some therapy. I know that for sure. All these victims seem like they need some therapy. Like, it seemed like they were brutalized.
as a complaint, but to give a voice to the invisible weight that many survivors carry. I'm committed to healing, and I'm grateful for the resources available, but I hope this statement provides a deeper insight into the toll this case continues to take on my life. Thank you for listening and for advocating on behalf of those who are still navigating the aftermath. Sincerely, Talicia Dewberry.
Gotta light something up for this.
I have a statement on behalf of Jasmine Brown, which states, I wish him nothing but hell.
Let's slide it up a little bit.
Wrecking your life.
We heard quite a few of those statements, so I want to slide it up some. This thing got 2 hours long, so we're not gonna play the whole 2 hours.
Adams.
Slide up a little bit.
Such as shoot up my mom's house. Each day I'm faced with the task of trying to escape the cycle of fear, judgment, and economic.
I simply wasn't strong enough to save myself or even found value in saving myself. These defendants not only saw this and preyed on this, they further violated, assaulted, and victimized me and attempted to profit off of this vulnerability as if my body was a wholesale product they sought to make revenue from. I need you to know how much these events not only affected me in my life, but even the lives of those I love. These crimes go much further beyond just us women in this case, but the loved ones in our life as well. The past 6.5 years, I've had nightmares on average 1 to 2 times a week. My own daughter has woken me up from these nightmares. My girlfriend, family members. I've been told I sound petrified, probably because I am. In these nightmares, it's always the same. I'm held down, I cannot move, and their voices are laughing at me, telling me they're going to do whatever they want to me. I can't breathe, and I gasp, and I wake up crying. Like my mother and brother mentioned when they picked me up, I was
That sounded like another statement letter.
what their sentences should be. I know that's your decision. I'm sentencing them. Thank you again.
Prosecution getting up there right now.
Your Honor, with that being said, the state would like to now put on the record our recommendation for the court's consideration.
Uh-oh. Getting to the meat of it. Getting to the meat.
As to John Michael Hakeem Gibson, count 1, RICO, 20 years to serve. Count 10, rape, life. Count 12,
life over that
aggravated
rape.
sodomy, life. Count 22, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 20 years to serve. Count 23, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 20 years to serve. Count 24 and count 30, merge, 12 months to serve. Count 25, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, 5 years consecutive to the sentence.
Okay, let me stop that right quick. That's the prosecution recommendations for the time they should get. And you can see that rape charge is what he getting at life and that sodomy. So let me go back here and share my screen again. Let's play some more of this. Oh, let me spread that back out again. Let's go.
Count 6, pimping, 12 months to serve. Count 28, keeping a place of prostitution, 12 months to serve. Count 29, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, 12 months to serve. And count 45, prohibited items by an inmate, 5 years to serve. We'd ask the court as special conditions, should the court give any probated time, that a $100,000 fine be allowed pursuant to OCGA section 16-5-46. Defendant is to register as a sex offender.
Whoa, gotta register.
Defendant gets to stay away and have no direct or indirect contact with all named victims in the indictment, to include Diamond Irvin, who was not named in the indictment at trial, and he's to stay away from their families. He is to not hold any fiduciary positions or positions of trust, and cannot possess any other person's identifying information. He's to have no media.
Those people that go to prison for rape and all that, they hard on them. It's like messing with kids and all that. They definitely hard on those type of prisoners.
No dating applications. And he is to stay away from all adult entertainment investments. He is not to engage, of course, in the commercial sex business. He is to stay away from 737 Alfred Road, Northwest in Atlanta. He is to stay away from the Mezzo apartments located at 2171 Peachtree Road in Atlanta. He is to stay away from the Fulton Industrial Boulevard corridor. He's also to stay away from 9340 St. Georgian Commons in Johns Creek. The defendant may not form a limited liability corporation or other corporation without prior knowledge and consent of his probation officer. And he must
You can't do nothing
submit a financial statement every
but sit in that cell.
12 months, including tax returns, to his probation officer. The global sentence as it relates to defendant Gibson would be 2 life sentences plus 65 years, 60 months.
Hold on 1 second, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
2 life sentences plus 65 years.
60 months and 5 years consecutive.
Whoa, 2 life sentences. That's 60 months.
All the sentences to run consecutive. As it relates to Linda Smith, also known as Marinka Vinny, count 1, RICO, 20 years to serve. Count 37, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 20 years to serve. We are also asking for the same special conditions as enumerated as to defendant John Gibson. That's a global of 40 years.
Look dead inside.
As it relates to
His mind ain't even in that courtroom.
Tyrone Taylor, he is an 8 recidivist, and the sentence we would ask is as follows. Count 1, RICO, 20 years to serve. Count 9, rape, life. 11,
Look like you want to cry.
aggravated sodomy, life. Count 13,
Y'all sure y'all want to be a pimp?
trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 20 years to serve. Count 15, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 20 years to serve. Count 16, false imprisonment, 10 years to serve. Count 17, pandering by compulsion, 10 years to serve. Count 18, possession of cocaine, 3 years to serve. Count 19, tampering with evidence, 12 months to serve. And count 20, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, because this is his second offense, 10 years to serve. We'd ask the following special conditions would apply. He is also to have a $100,000 fine. He is to register as a sex offender. He is to stay away and have no direct or indirect contact with any of the named victims, to include Diamond Irving and their families. No social dating applications. He must stay away from all adult entertainment establishments. And he's also to stay away from the Fulton Industrial Boulevard corridor. We are also asking that defendant Taylor submit to alcohol, drug, and treatment evaluation and any recommended treatment and random screens. That is a global
That cocaine must have been for him.
sentence, 2 life sentences, plus 93 years and 12 months.
Dang. Woo, man.
Se está poniendo sassy.
Those type of sin, that's worse than a murder charge.
Your
Capital
Honor,
murder.
the state asks that the punishment fit the ends of justice and bring sufficient closure to these victims in our community, our city, and our state. Thank you. All right.
All right, let's see what the defense want to say.
Good morning to this honorable court. Carrington Matthews, Senior and Junior, on behalf of Mr. John Michael Gibson. In all things, we will give thanks. In all things, under all circumstances, good or bad. Your Honor, Code Section 16-6-1 is the statute. A person convicted of the offense of rape shall be punished. These are the options in our statute.
The judge looking like
by imprisonment for
you
life.
wasting your time. Look at that judge. That judge looking like, look, you're purely wasting your time. But I know due process, so I got to do my job. But go ahead.
Without parole, by imprisonment for life, or by a split sentence. That is a term of imprisonment for not less than 25 years and not exceeding life imprisonment, followed by probation for life. Code Section 16-6-2, Your Honor, governs the aggravated sodomy count. A person convicted of the offense of aggravated sodomy shall be punished by imprisonment for life or by split sentence. That is a term of imprisonment for not less than 25 years and not exceeding life imprisonment, followed by probation for life. Under 16-14-5, the RICO count, a person convicted of engaging in a RICO violation shall be guilty of a felony and shall be punished by not less than 10 nor more than 20 years in prison, or the fine specified in subsection B of the code section, or both. Under 16-5-46, trafficking of a person for sexual servitude, any person who shall be, there could be a lot of, none of that information was brought forth from that witness stand during the testimony of Kiera Adams. So that's a first for me to hear that information. Each of these young ladies that have come forward, and we know who did testify in this trial, and we know who did not testify in this trial, and we don't know why individuals did not testify in this trial. We were not provided that necessary information. The court was not, nor did we. Now, this court has heard from each of the pieces of evidence in this case. This court has heard from the witnesses in this case that did testify. This court heard cross-examinations of each of these particular witnesses, and the court heard the jury's verdict. Today, the state asks for 2 life sentences, and they ask for 60 years. They ask for consecutive time. They ask stacked, harsh penalty. A trial
the women described they were treated
a trial penalty.
harshly.
Now, sometimes courts say, well, Mr. Matthews, you know, the court can say, well, I was in the trial and I heard.
Look at that judge. That judge like, man, whatever.
And I heard the evidence. And the court did. The court heard this entire trial. And I know this court to be a fair court. And I know that a sentence that is proper is one that takes into consideration all of the things that are outlined in 1710-2 and the victim impact statement.
You know, she's
Oh, this my man.
just found out my sister's husband is golfing buddies with the CEO of a great.
This the guy Cash Out. He's speaking his piece. I want to go back to that.
You see the people in that is to put the.
My client would like to address the court.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
So before I ask the court,
I heard it before. I want to play it for y'all.
What I'd like to ask the court to do, can I have my client?
This is the part where I said when you go to court, all of a sudden you start talking regular English. You try to sound professional and try to get all religified. I want y'all to check it out, though.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Good morning today, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I want to start out by thanking you for giving us a fair trial. I want to thank the jurors for the amount of time that they put in to judge this trial. This time being on this trial, I was able to see how the jurors are put in a tough position to, you know, sit there and judge someone's life. You know,
vocal clicks.
You know, it's a hard decision, and I felt like they made wrong
Maybe y'all hear them vocal clicks. Like, when you hear that, that makes it sound scripted.
I've done things in my life. I'm not perfect, but the things I've been accused of, I know that I haven't done those things. I know it's typical for a person to come up here and, you know, show remorse to, you know, crimes that they have done, but I can only show remorse to the people that I know that was in this.
See what I'm saying? You're not showing no remorse to the victims. It don't matter if they did it or not. If you did it or not, they still want you to show remorse to the victim. That's just how the court works.
Which is Kiera Adams, Deanna Sanders, and Jasmine Brown. Not remorse on behalf of like I did anything to them, because if you know me and people who really know me know that I wouldn't force anybody.
That's the point. That judge don't know you. She just there to judge this trial.
I met women, I dated women who were doing escort or whatever, however people want to look at it more.
It's called pimping.
More standpoint, but who was doing these things as a grown woman.
That's what the court is, about morals.
I've only dealt with grown women. Nothing was forced. Nothing was coerced or anything of that nature. If you notice, before this trial, no woman can say anything about me before this trial. If you notice, before this indictment, no woman can say anything about me before this indictment. I get the situations that people are put in when they're faced with a certain type of crime or a certain type of time, and they're bullied into this situation.
Yeah, but you got to prove that on your behalf. You got to prove that on your behalf.
Someone, or to put the blame on Cash
You just can't come with theories. You got to have evidence.
The blame on some.
You only caught one person on your behalf.
That's why I didn't really fault them for their decision. I didn't fault Deanna Sanders for making her decision during a proffer. She just had a child. Mind you, she was just on video call with me while being incarcerated. I don't fault Kiera Adams for doing the things she did with her proffer, because mind you, she was facing a certain amount of time handling her probation in different cases that she's on. I don't fault people for making accusations, because I'm a man that
all y'all are breaking the law.
That typically let women leave on their own behalf. Never held them in prison or held them in slavery or said, you can't leave me, or you can't do this. Every woman you've seen come on this stand showed that they left and came back willingly on their own. What I mean by that, they left on their own and they came back willingly on their own. During this trial, I was able to see, how valuable life is and how valuable the people that you hang around, or the people that you even date, or the people that you even know, how valuable it is to judge their character. Sometimes I let people stay around who I knew was going to affect a situation that I had going on. So I don't, and for the people who came to this trial that I never met a day in my life, never had any contact with them, never had a text message with them, never had an interaction with them, don't even know where most of these stories came from, is baffling.
It's your job.
Never forced a woman to.
It's your job to poke holes in those stories. That's what you're supposed to do as a defense.
Commit a sexual act. Never. I've been traveling all around the world from here to Dubai, and you would never hear a woman say that I forced them to do anything sexual or commit a rape with anybody. I don't hang around people that do things of that nature. I feel like
them folks ain't want to hang around you because you were doing things of that nature.
And I asked me this the other day. He was like, every time your head high and you always smiling, because when you have that confidence, it takes me back to the Bible. When you have that confidence, and
there you go.
You can be.
There you go. There they go. Now you want to be religified, right? When you get in there, you want to be religified.
Falsely accused of things. Jesus was falsely accused. A lot of the prophets were falsely accused. You don't have that emotion like you've done.
Look, these people in that court hear that stuff every day. Every single day, somebody coming in there religious.
So if you see me with my head high, or if you see me smiling, it's because I know
just the wrong time to be smiling.
Through Jesus Christ, the Most will always give you the actual judgment. So,
one thing about God will make you be the person you're supposed to be.
I really thank you for providing us a fair trial. Just me getting to know you during trial, I was like, she's just the judge. But when you sit 12 people in that panel and you have them, judge our lives and, put them in a position to judge our lives, it takes you back to, once again, the Bible, when people had to judge these prophets' lives.
That ain't gonna get you
I say,
out of
if
there.
you know me, you actually know me. There's plenty of people that know me in this world. There's plenty of people that know me in this jail. There's plenty of people that know me where I'm from.
But that judge don't know you, and that jury don't know you either.
say, once again, I'm not perfect. I come from certain areas. I come from, you know, certain environments. I come from doing things in my past life before the music. But I'm here to tell you that
music was a long time ago. They said you was a one-hit wonder.
if you sat in this trial and you paid attention to this trial, before these dates, no woman could ever say, I done those things to them. Before these dates, you can go on my Instagram and see these women enjoying themselves, having their own things, living their own life. Before these dates, I can say you had these women that never had anything to say about me before this indictment, before the RICO. You had these women actually talking to me while I was incarcerated. I've been incarcerated for 4 years, and these women are interacting with me. These women who took the stand and supposedly scared of me or monsters, or I'm a monster, or took these proffers. This wasn't the case before they was indicted. So from my perspective, I feel like some people can get bullied into a situation that they really don't really want to do.
Isn't that what they said you were doing? Now you want to complain about them doing it. What about all the stuff you was doing?
Sitting here just
at least allegedly
holding my head high and just, you know, feeling that one day the truth will come out. One day the truth will come out on my situation. One day the truth will come out on this rape allegation. That these things never happen. And when you see a person get up on that stand and put their hand on the Bible.
Just like you did. You feeling a little generous? Hit a little something on my cash out. It's definitely motivating and keeps me thriving. You stepping in the building, click that like button. Let's go.
Well, to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That means you have to be perfect, like you're Jesus. You have to be perfect on that stand. You can't show flaw. And that's a tough one. It's a tough one for me because I had flaws in my life. So you have to tell the complete. And I got up there and see people put their hand on that Bible and not tell the complete truth. And that's baffling.
You got your own reality.
At the end of the day, I put my trust most high. My trust.
Where's your employment at? How do you make money?
In the universe to bring out the truth. To bring out the truth of these people who made these allegations. To me, it's like you have no heart. You have no heart.
That's exactly what you
showed. And I know people want me to stay in line or walk a toe, but when you're speaking something truthfully and you're speaking from the heart and you know that this is not your character, something must be said. And I just wanted to address the court and give my perspective on the things that I felt during this trial and that the jurors gave us was not the correct judgment. And it will show.
All right, Mr. Matthews.
Your Honor, thank you for allowing Mr. Gibson to speak to this honorable court.
I want to hear the mama.
So, Your Honor, I'm asking this court to measure this.
Let's get to the mama. Let's get to the mama. Who is this right here? That's probably the mama's lawyer. Yeah, I think it is. This is Mama Cash's lawyer, I believe.
She's had not a single negative incident during her stay at all. Not a single write-up, not a run-in, not an argument, nothing at all. In fact, there's a supervising officer that is in the women's location who speaks very highly of her and her involvement while in custody.
Correction, it's 1 in 37.
I'm sorry, is it 37?
Yes.
Okay, 1 in 37, my apologies.
Go ahead.
Her last, as the state shared with you, her criminal history, the only other felony to speak of
Now, what can you say good about Mama Cash?
it's some 32 years ago, and it's in regards to possession of marijuana charge. While she's been in custody, she's been positively engaged and working on rehabilitation. One of the things that Mr. Matthews mentioned that is expected to come out of sentencing and what the expectation is, she's already been working on her rehabilitation since she's been in custody. She has been a pod worker, which is the equivalent of a trustee. So her requirements there is that she cleans the pod, that she passes out food, that she mops floors, that she sweeps floors, that she makes sure that clothes get washed. And while that sounds to some, while it might be, I don't know, even demeaning to some, it's actually a privilege that's bestowed upon them while they're in custody.
Prison, that's a privilege.
Trusted to do these things, and she's been trusted to do this thing.
Yeah, when you're in prison, you get the chance to mop floors and do different jobs and stuff. That would be considered a privilege.
These things while she's been in custody since 2022. She has in the New Beginnings program and is still participating in the New Beginnings program, working towards the.
I want to let y'all know all this good stuff she doing. Mighty funny. She doing it when she get locked up. What about when she's on
Certificate
the
that they
streets?
received at the end of that. Through that, they participate in anger management, parenting classes, AA classes, cosmetology, all these things, regardless of whether or not these are areas that pertain to their particular arrest or pertain to something that they have personally asked for or needed, and she's walked through all of them. She's participated in every.
Imagine being able to build.
Yeah, she did all that when she got locked up. And they got bank records on these cash apps. They passing money around. They got records of all that stuff. So Mama Cash
Since she's been in custody, she has been conducting Bible study for the past, I want to say, 2.5 years. And in that, she has received a certificate. It's for the faith worth dying for, having achieved a grade of 100%. She's also participated in lessons on assurance and received a certificate for that through the Set Free Prison Ministries Rehabilitation by Regeneration program that's at the jail for her. During the time that she's been in custody, she's unfortunately lost her father. During this trial, you learned that while at the home in Johns Creek, her father lived with her. She had family that lived in the home with her, and she was a primary caregiver. Since she's been in custody, she's lost him. Her mother is 77 and is in Alabama. Her brother is just 50. And during the time that her father was severely declining, he went into a coma. He's recently come out of the coma. He requires speech therapy. He requires, I believe, occupational therapy and physical therapy, and is receiving dialysis. So naturally, her mother at 77, her brother at 50 with all these now special needs, these are folks that she would like to get back to, folks that she would like to be able to caregive for like she did for her father while he was ill before she went into custody.
You wasn't that caregiver when you was around and collecting that money.
And Ms. Smith never wanted to be in trial. Ms. Smith never wanted to have a trial. And so there were several conversations and meetings that the state and I had, and the bottom line is that we were just far too far apart on being able to reach a negotiation that we could present to this court. So she ended up in trial, but definitely not a choice of hers. I've heard the recommendation from the state, which ultimately is the max on the 2 charges and to run them consecutively. On behalf of Ms. Smith, I would ask for something different, but I do want to allow Ms. Smith an opportunity to speak on her own behalf if Your Honor would like.
Here we go.
Here
comes Mama Cash. I'll get over to the GP store and check out some of that merch over there. I appreciate the support. You go, Miss Religified.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I'm sorry. I'd like to say thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak. Not a day ever since I turned myself in. I was always prayerful for me. I take accountability. I pray for them continuously. I pray for the district attorney's office. I pray for you, Judge, because that's what God requires me to do. And that's what I truly feel in my heart, because I love God so much, and I'm so full of joy. That Friday, when the verdict came in, I wasn't angry at all. Not at all. I almost thought something was wrong with me. So that Saturday, well, the night before, let me back up. I talked to God like I always do. He said, I must give my testimony to the young ladies in New Beginnings. And I said, Father God, I don't want to put my business out there. That's my business. But Father God said, your business is my business, and my agenda is your agenda. He said for me, which I always do, I respect authority. And Sergeant Ball was on the shift in my pod. So I had to speak to her. I was kind of afraid to speak to her. But Father God reminded me, said, I'm by your side, do not fear. So I pressed the button and I asked, could I speak to her, because I knew
battleship sunk. Enemy battleship detected.
Enemies spotted.
Attention, reporting the target position.
that in order to get my testimony, there's a lady that I must talk to. So I went out and she asked me what was going on. And I said, Sergeant Paul, I'm asking, like, during devotion, will I be able to give my testimony? Because that's what God has said for me to do. It wasn't a choice. God doesn't give you that. He gives commandments. And I never want to be disobedient to God. She said, Miss Smith, she said, you cannot be disobedient to God. So if you give your testimony and it just saves one person, just one person, you've done what God asked you to do. So I gave my testimony to God.
Still weeping out here.
In a New Beginnings pod with me. God was speaking through me. I give him all the praise and glory. It's not me at all. My attorney, she's been great. She's been great.
Yeah.
And she asked me when she came Sunday.
I don't think that other guy gonna speak.
What I would like her to say, and she has done that. And I just say, give me an opportunity just to speak to the judge, just a little bit. I'm so sorry for the victims, and I pray for them and will continue to pray. Because God says If you love me, you love others.
They hear that every day in that courtroom. When y'all gonna get the picture? The bailiff, the court recorder, the other bailiff over there, these lawyers, they hear that themselves, and the judge. They hear that every day in the courtroom.
And when I pray wholeheartedly.
People come in that courtroom and lie with a straight face.
I didn't think I could do it in the beginning. I said, God, I don't know if I can do this. But he
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You was calling him, checking for that money.
What he wanted me to do. He chose me to do this. I couldn't even stop teaching the word if I wanted to. That's not an option with me. Whatever you wish it to be, I'm okay with that. Because I will continue to spread the good news wherever I go. Because that's the path that God put me on. It's been with me for a long time. I just didn't take notice to it.
Now you do.
I love what I do. I love spreading the good news.
Okay.
I love showing love to all, and I mean it wholeheartedly. I'm not angry at all. And I thank you for this opportunity.
You've been in there for a while now. You about used to being in there.
I thank you.
When you first go in there, you just be super angry. But over time, that anger start to subside.
I thank everyone.
Thank you.
Come on, lady.
I'm going to be asking that you sentence her to a period of 20 years to serve 5 with a balance on probation. The state has listed their conditions. I have no objection to the conditions that they have listed, so I ask that those conditions be the conditions that this court sentence her to. And that she be allowed to serve the balance of her 20 years on probation outside of that 5 years.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
You did all that crime, but you trying to get less time.
District.
And I'm this guy's lawyer. I mean, I don't think he's spoke.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning. I will be brief because Mr. Matthews has said a lot of what I was going to say up here for Mr. Taylor. I would just like to add, Mr. Taylor's been incarcerated longer than everyone else. He's been in jail since this arrest for this case back in 2019. Mr. Taylor, out of this entire trial, played the smallest role, if any, in regards to this quote-unquote enterprise. And just remember that literally majority of the people that took the stand didn't even know who Mr. Taylor was. Or if they had seen him, they had seen him once,
A
maybe
couple of them
somewhere
did, though.
over the years.
Let's talk salary.
Great. What
You pass this
and if
commercial.
it was a number, it would be
A competitive number.
As I have said throughout this trial and at the beginning, Mr. Taylor isn't similarly situated to literally every co-defendant that's on this case. We've all been through these hearings. We've all been through the trial.
Well, I
to
just
put
said.
that out there on the record because Mr. Taylor wanted to make sure that it was played the smallest role in this case, yet he's already been punished more than every other person on the indictment. Before we talk about, well, as the state said, Mr. Taylor is a recidivist, so there's not really much I can do when it comes to sentencing with the court. However, does want to address the court before we move forward.
Oh, he is going to speak. Pause there for a quick second, fam. Grab me something to drink right quick. Y'all stay tuned. I'll be right back. Grab me something cold to drink. And let me put my message up here. I'll be right back, fam. I'm back with y'all. I didn't have my mic on mute. Y'all probably heard me drinking. But let's get back to this case. I must have missed this part. He sounded so humble. He sounded very humble too. I must have missed this part. I didn't even know he spoke.
Pick up a little loud for me, sir.
My name is Tyrone Orlando Taylor.
Now he's trying to sound non-threatening.
I know my life ain't been perfect. I made a lot of mistakes in life. I know my background ugly, but not violence, like being caught with guns and robbery and murders and stuff. I know that I made a lot of mistakes by making the wrong decisions. And I learned since 2019, I've been incarcerated to make the right decision. I had a lot of patience.
Yeah, you got a lot of time. That stuff will make you patient. You got a lot of time to think.
And the victims who were accusing me of something that they said I did, that I didn't do, and it hurt me. Since I've been locked up, my family, I've been having folks dying on me. My son growing up, my daughter growing up. And I've been doing the best I can to get out this situation. And
you snitched on your boy. Everybody else snitching. Everybody else snitching. That seemed to be the cool thing to do. It costs to be the boss. It's costly to be keeping it real.
I said she forgive me if she felt like I did any harm to her. I don't harm no one. I help people. I always have jobs that I work. I was a chef. I put pipes in the ground. I helped do create Centennial Park, the Kroger off Ponce Leon. I was working. I was doing a lot of positive things, but I had my foot.
That's what I was saying. What was y'all working at?
Sometimes in the wrong mud. So since I've been doing time, I learned to stay positive and don't do nothing negative. Just stay positive and stay prayed up. I talk to my mama every day that's all I call my mama, every day.
Where your daddy
since
at?
I was locked up. And I talk to my son, I tell him, make the right decision. I talk to him, he's a brother, make the right decision. And think about the consequences on the bad and the good. And I know that people judge me on my look. I got a strong face. I'm a man. I look like that. I can't help how I look. I'm not no violent person, no hurter. I don't hurt nobody. And any woman who got up to understand and said I hurted them, they ain't show no proof, no picture, no report.
It's your job to poke holes in their stories.
I really physically hurted them. I got mother, I got sisters, I got nieces, I got aunties. I love women. I ain't ever committed no crime that they're accusing me that I committed. You can look at my record. In the past, I was a user. I used to use drugs, and in 2017, I was in a drug program called Stan Inc. Fulton County put me in there. And when I was in there, when I completed the program, I was with my friend. I was in a relationship with her.
Sound like you dropped out of school a long time ago.
In 2017, 18, and 19, I got caught up with this for something that I didn't do. And I don't know how to say it, but I know that if I actually can't get another chance to prove that I'm a righteous person, I'm not violent, I'm not no threat, I'm not none of that what they saying I am. I promise you I'm not. That's all I got to say, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, thank you for giving him the opportunity to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take some time with this. Should be back 10 minutes. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. That's what happened in this case. If y'all got both of them dudes got life, it slides on down. They're back in court now. So let's see what the judge.
Demonstrating the very worst human behavior.
All right, let's go back a little bit. There we go.
This hand. You ready? Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, during the course of this trial, the court heard and viewed evidence demonstrating the very worst of human behavior toward human beings. The jury verdict in this case reflects that the state met its burden in proving beyond a reasonable doubt that the diabolical conduct of the defendants occurred. The sentencing to be meted out by this court will be responsive to that. Mr. John Michael Hakeem Gibson, would you please stand?
Cocky.
Okay.
Be confident.
So you think you know Wicks, but do you really? First up, we've got shit.
On count one, violation of the Georgia RICO Act, 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 10.
Consecutive.
On count 10, rape, life in confinement.
Life.
Count 12, aggravated sodomy, life in confinement to run concurrent.
I mean, you held a gun or something
with
on
count
it.
10. Count 22, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 1. Count 23, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 20 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 22. Count 24, on the lesser included offense of battery, 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 25, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, 5 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 23. Count 26, pimping, 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 27, pandering, 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 28, keeping a place of prostitution, 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 29, willful obstruction of an officer, 12 months to serve in confinement to run concurrent with count 10. Count 30, simple battery, merges into count 24, battery. Count 45, possession of prohibited items by an inmate, 5 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive with count 25. Conditions of this sentence: no contact with any of the victims named in the indictment
to include Diamond Irvin or their families. You are to register
That's a sex
as
offender.
a sex offender. You are to stay away from 737 Alfred Road in Atlanta. You are to stay away from the Mezzo condominium, 2171 Peachtree. You are to stay away from the St. George's Commons address, and you are to stay away from the Fulton Industrial Boulevard corridor. All right, you may be seated.
Go ahead, the mama part, then we're gonna end it.
And counsel, please stand. As to count 1, violation of the Georgia RICO Act, 20 years to serve in confinement. Count 37, trafficking a person for sexual servitude, 10 years to serve in confinement to run consecutive to count 1. You're to have no contact with any of the victims, including Diamond Irvin, named in this indictment, or their families.
Yeah, so they slapped the mama with 30 years, and they gave that guy, her son, 2 life sentences plus 60 years. And they gave the other guy 2 life sentences plus 90 years. That's a long time, buddy. It's a wrap on those guys. There's no way in the world they're gonna get out of that. But they've been in there 4, 5, 6 years. So right now they're used to being in there. They'll be shipped to wherever their home is going to be. So yeah, I found that to be interesting. So this is GPTV1 Live. You're in the building, click that like button, click that notification bell. And I'm ready to get out of here. I do this every Monday and Wednesday. So Monday I will be analyzing something, find a good topic. Y'all can jump in the comment section, you know. Maybe on the next time. Hey, y'all stay blessed out there, fam.
Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I said the end, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I don't fully straight apply. Or when I'm stand up for the stone, I live my life. Beneath the rich when Eastern they stick when I make it flies. But the schoolies never bet for me, my dough is still for thighs. I'm the horn. Niggas know they cute too, I keep out the bone. But let's get it, you know my me, you must be up the shown. And when I see a nigga smile, you will stay up front. And if they got me, no, then you know I did the con. You up the icon, I see the fact. This scene I'm easy, but I hate I wakes what I pack. I keep a searing in the rain, then I smoke as trash. And if I get, I'll keep a far, no some planet, yeah. Taking trash to the sky from my reason to living. All the flu on the blame that resenting me reeling. Dax kicking out of love, I might never be willing. But you'll never know what you I can never forget. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I 7 in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream.